Okay, we are back with another boardroom episode. And again, today the boardroom is here in my van. Today, the passenger seat was another Finnish filmmaker who, really interesting, Jaakko is his name, and he worked for Mack Dawg films. He told me it was like double decade and what was it? Well, it's in there. It's in the talk coming up. Basically 3 of the big Mack Dawg movies. He then worked with Pablo Films, and now he's kind of independent doing his own thing. But he definitely was in the real core of the snowboard scene when it was guys like Eero Ettila, Nicholas Mueller, Heikki Sorsa, and all these kind of guys filming their parts with Mack Dawg back in the early 2000s, around 2008, 9, 10, 11, somewhere in that kind of area. Really fascinating and great time in snowboard history, freestyle snowboard history. Some amazing stuff went down in those times, and he was one of the guys documenting all that. And we had a little 20-minute chat in the car. It was quite interesting. I hope you enjoy it. And again, I wish I had a 2 or 3 hour drive with him, because I would have loved to ask way more questions. But it's a good start, and hopefully he will be back for another trip and we can have another chat soon. So please listen to his history and go back and check out some of those classic snowboard films, the Mack Dawg films, if you have a chance. What snowboard movies were you making when you said 10 years? Like,
it all started with the local crew, right?
Yeah.
There's like 3, 4, 5 really small resorts in southern Finland, and everyone had their own crew, and we did like 3, maybe 4 movies with our crew, and yeah, that everything happened really quickly. Like after the 4th one, I suddenly got a call from Mack Dawg Productions.
Oh, really?
And then ended up working for them for like 3 years, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what were the movies at that time?
I think picture this was on Double Decade.
Double Decade. Yeah. Sick.
One of their earlier ones. But Follow Me Around was the first one.
Follow Me Around. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Then, like summertime, I did some filming for Burton and DC in Chile and New Zealand for their movies. For like, I think I did some for Pierce films for the Mountain Labs.
Right, Mountain Lab series.
Yeah.
Oh, those were amazing movies.
Yeah, they're like, I think Pierce is one of the like greatest filmmakers in the business.
Yeah, for sure.
Changed quite a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I did those, and then I worked for Burton for 1 year, and then got back to smaller projects in Finland, and then quit.
And then it's like, okay, I've had enough. So that was like 10 years ago?
Like 2010.
2010, okay, so like 14 years ago.
Yeah.
And then after that, you were doing still the movie production.
Yeah, well, obviously that was like school for me.
Right.
Get into making films, so now I'm just make a living out of commercial films, and then now I'm back into writing for myself.
Just writing for yourself.
That's why we're here, right?
But you're like, what kind of like commercial films? So in Finland, like?
Yeah, mostly in Finland, and then some international. Really depends. It's a tough business,
Yeah.
If you want to make it big, you kind of like need to put 110% effort in.
Right.
It still might not work.
And it still might not work. Yeah.
But it's it's quite mellow in Finland. The business is so small that you can like make a living somewhat easily.
Right. And you're just independent, or you have like a team?
I'm independent now, but I used to. Well, I've had like a few different teams, let's say.
Yeah.
Like a few different production companies, like
Right.
like with Yuri, who's driving behind us right now.
Mm-hmm.
We had a company, or I was part of their company for like 4 years. Like.
Yeah. What were you? So when you were shooting with Mack Dawg in those days, was it still shooting on film, or
we
was it?
We started on film, and that's
16 millimeter.
Yeah.
Ah.
That was cool. Like, it was a bit of a bummer that like during those 3 years, they just started to transform the digital, and film was like one of the main reasons why I got into film,
Right.
And the first year was so cool. Like, I was actually I just got into film school that year, and it was a bit difficult to get in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the budgets of the film schools in our country are not that great, you know.
Right.
You have to sit on the bench and just listen to the theory for like 3 years first, and then you might get a chance to shoot film on the 4th year.
Tough.
And then when I signed with Mack Dawg, they just sent me like this 16mm camera and a box full of film, 16. Like, here, start shooting. And then it was me and Eero Ettala and Heikki Sorsa.
Oh.
We were the crew, and we
Wow.
just started fooling around, like doing our rail missions. and that was, you know, that, to me it felt like endless amount of film. So I was in heaven for a while. But then the first Panasonics came in, and you know that the resolution was good, and obviously way cheaper to shoot. So
Right.
we switched to that, but honestly, I think it was lacking the feeling, and the optics wasn't the same. It was a video camera with a bunch of resolution.
Right.
Yeah.
Not the lenses are completely different.
Yeah, but you know, once again, like Pierre, he's always been saying that 16 is the only way to shoot snowboarding. You know, to capture the feeling of it.
Really, that was his policy.
Not like exactly, probably not exactly those words, but that's what he's been saying. I think. I don't want to put words into other person's mouth.
Sure.
But you know, I think that's the way he thinks, and I think he's right.
Is he still shooting?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, imagine those Robotful films.
Right.
If they were shot with Digi, would work.
Totally different. Yeah. Totally different. Yeah.
Those films were all about the feeling, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, get great writers, crazy tricks also, but they brought in the feeling. You know?
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So you only got really maybe one year of shooting with the 16mm, or 1 or 2 seasons maybe.
Well, we did 16 in our own projects.
Oh, okay.
Earlier, but you know, with very limited budgets.
Right.
So you know, you had to be like, you had to save.
Land the trick.
Yeah, you know, if you see the rider struggling in the landing, then instantly like lift your finger off.
Let go quick. Yeah.
And minimum in runs and all that stuff.
Right. Just the few seconds that you need.
Yeah.
Right.
So we mixed that at 8mm, and then all the night missions were shot digital, obviously, like the rail stuff. And you know, growing up in Helsinki, that's the place to, you know, go if you want to shoot rails, or street stuff. So we did quite a lot of that. Even though the #1 reason why I started filming was because I didn't care about streets, like urban stuff. I always just wanted to ride on snow. So when people wanted to, like, after that day at the local resort, they wanted to go hit some handrails. I'm like, yeah, I can go film.
Right, because you were not interested in riding the rails.
Yeah.
Right, that's perfect.
Yeah. And
Like,
then
okay.
I sort of quickly noticed that I can do this, you know. And then things just happened.
Wow. What gear do you use now? What is your primary like camera?
For riding or camera?
For camera, yeah.
Oh, well, I showed you last night the Leica.
The Leica, yeah, the black and white.
Black and white Leica that has only one lens.
Right. And that's like 50 millimeter or 35? What is the?
It's like 27.
Oh, really? It's quite wide.
Yeah. I don't even know. That's embarrassing, but you know, like just carrying that around, taking photos for myself and not making it. There's, you know, it's nearly impossible to make it too professional if that's your equipment. But also, it's good enough for printing. You know, if you manage to take a nice shot of your friend riding, you make a nice print out of it.
Right.
So that's cool, and then use Insta360 for capturing the runs for myself.
Right.
So you can, you know, I think you can remember the run forever if you shoot the point of view.
Yeah, that's true.
So like 2 days ago up here in Kokusai, we had a couple of really nice ones. And when I went back to the house and looked at the runs, I sort of relived the moment.
Right.
So, but I don't think it's too much effort or too heavy.
Oh yeah, it's easy. Yeah.
But anything with the tripod, it's too much for me.
Right. But what do you use for like commercial films?
Oh well, the filmers usually get to decide, but it's, you know, Ari and Red.
Ari and Red, yeah. So you're just now you would just do like the direction.
Yeah.
And let someone else do the film.
Making snowboard films as a young person is a great school for filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like you get to do all the stages of filmmaking by yourself. And when really depends the project, but if you don't, like, commercials are usually not too much like directing an actor or person. It's just visuals. So if you have a good clue about the whole process, you can do that. And I don't think that making a good film is not difficult, but getting there is like getting into the business and getting that jobs, and you have to like pitch almost every job, and you spend 70% of your time pitching stuff that you lose and you don't get paid.
That's right.
So that's the hardest part.
Catching the fish is the hard part, right?
Yeah. And it's not like snowboarding that the journey is the reward.
That's right. There is no reward on that journey.
No.
Right.
It's just empty.
That's true.
Empty head feeling.
And then sometimes, you know, finishing the editing with the client is also not very satisfying either. So like,
watching
why? Exactly.
Yeah, but it really depends. Like sometimes you can just do something for a living and leave your emotions out of it, you know. But if it's a really cool project and you see that there's a chance to make something really cool out of it, and then some client says that, no, I don't like it, let's do it the other way. Right. It's like, who's directing this?
Yeah.
Is it me or
why did you ask me to make the movie? I don't understand. Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot.
Yeah. But you know, like that's one of the reasons why I really like to snowboard these days. That like otherwise it would feel almost like pointless. Why to do all this? I can survive with a less amount of money. Right. But then trying a little bit more and sometimes making a little bit more money out of it. And you know, you can go to Japan and spend 8 beautiful days with your homies. Get to know with the famous YouTuber.
That's right. If there's a a goal at the end, you can work hard for the money and enjoy spending it.
Yeah.
Oh, made him go up. Nice. Good conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll continue on the way back.
Maybe you grab the other dudes.
Okay.